of missing out. The idea of FOMO, or the fear of missing out, has actually gotten public attention recently. However, for those of us who practice neuro-linguistic programming, it is not a new idea at all. We use it as one of our most trusted techniques when we are dealing with a subject that doesn't seem like they are going to be moved any other way. You see, the fear of missing out used the most often in advertising. It is a perfect example of how NLP is used in our day-to-day lives, how emotional manipulation is used in our day-to-day lives, and we don't even realize it. Emotional manipulation is simply a part of life, which is an idea you must already have come to terms with by now. By continuing to learn how it works and how to do it better, you are simply better preparing yourself for the realities of life and for preparing for if someone uses it against you in a malicious way. Evoking the fear of missing out on our difficult subject is mostly a matter of framing. You have to make them believe there is something they are allowed to be missed as an opportunity if you don't take on the belief or behavior you want them to adopt or take on. For instance, let's say you want them to have that political belief of yours still, whatever it may be. By using the fear of missing out, you are reminding them of something they will not have as an opportunity by continuing against your own path. Once the subject feels like they are going to lack something because they don't do what you want them to do, this will provoke a strong feeling of fear in their brains. Humans hate feeling like there is nothing we can do about missing out on something if we continue our behavior. Because we hate this feeling that there is something we won't get otherwise, we end up feeling like we have no choice but to do as you say. But we say framing is vital here because you can't expect them to think they are missing out on something unless you make them believe it. They won't believe it just because you tell them. As we said before, it has to be something that they would really believe. Get into their mind just as you did for the last technique and think about something that they would truly believe that they would be missing out on by not adopting your political viewpoint. It will take some creative thinking and planning, as all effective NLP does. But once you are able to manipulate the mind of this difficult subject, you will see that it is worth it. If you are having trouble thinking of a frame that fits these requirements, think about how we all have limited time and how we can use this fact to make the subject question their beliefs and choices. This will get you on the path to finding the frame that will work. No matter what choices we make, there is something we are missing out on. The truth is, every decision we make has give or take. But when you tell them about this, you don't want to frame it like there is no other way. You want to frame it like they only have limited time, and the time they have left will be spent missing out on the thing that your belief gives them. If you are able to create this frame successfully, you will truly get to the emotional root of this subject, no matter how difficult they have been throughout the process. We all know deep down that we have made certain choices that have built onto each other over time, and it is only natural to wonder sometimes if there was another path for us to take. As an emotional manipulator, it is your job to get the subject on this road of thinking. Get them to question if the gains they got from their current beliefs were really the right ones to shoot for. All you have to do is make them think they should aim for the rewards that come with your belief instead. You do this by emphasizing the rewards and the fact that they are mutually exclusive with espousing your belief. They are not possible to obtain with their current mode of thinking. When we look at this technique from a neuroscience point of view, we can see where this is happening in the brain. When we make the subject believe that what they currently believe won't get them something, this is how you are making them experience the feeling of fear. You are telling them something they know from their executive functioning network that they do not have in their lives right now. You frame it as something they don't get because of the belief they have. In the default mode, this is where you get them to actually take on your belief. They start to understand that taking on your belief will change everything for them because they will get the thing that they didn't have before. This transition period is because of their fear of missing out at the end of the day. Emotion always comes about because of a tension between the executive functioning network, what we really experience with our senses, and the default mode network, what we know could happen. Once you become a master of controlling the two main networks of your subject's brain, you will get them to believe anything you want. No matter how hard they make it for you at first, no one is immune to the fear of missing out, just as no one is immune to the fear and relief technique. All of these advanced techniques use neuroscience, so it is only appropriate that we end the chapter with a short new lesson on how other networks than the default mode and executive functioning are arranged, and how they influence our real lives subjectively.